Yeah guys, how's it going? It's X666 X Iron Maiden, and today we'll be checking out some more Yelawolf. This is To Whom It May Concern. Alright guys, so apparently this song is based on a statement that Yelawolf made back in August of 2015 where he defended the Confederate flag. But after a conversation with fellow rapper Big Crit, he saw why some people saw it as racism and then changed his opinion about how the Confederate flag should be conceived. He also dedicates a few bars to the Charleston church shooting that took place this past on June 15th. It's hard to believe it's already been, 3 years since that happened. Left 9 people dead. Otherwise, Yelawolf takes us through an 8-minute long guitar strung up. Okay, and then, yeah. So, a mixture of going through, references to his previous tracks, the emotions, and a few references to the Charleston shooting and the Confederate flag. So, it's a little bit of a long one for a rap one. It's just over 8 minutes long, so let's jump in. Quiet intro. Here we go. What about that? Apparently my headphones weren't plugged in all the way. That would explain why I can't fucking hear it.
Straight up, people don't know you like I do, man. I guess I haven't said enough, or maybe I've said too much, I don't know. But I don't want to leave any stone.
I'm loving the piano intro to go with it.
No questions about who I am or what I represent.
Get the emotion he's trying to represent perfectly with that intro.
I grew up in a deep gutter, raised by wolves, church steeples in a single white mother, taught to be blind to any color by hippies who've been smoking weed since the 60s with dukes of hassle for bed covers. Rock and roll, country music and cocaine, one hand on the Bible and the Ouija board in the other. The irony of it all is so thick that a flower gets stuck in the thin air of that dope smoke. Lennox Skinner and Michael Jackson, practicing moonwalking with a broomstick in the kitchen, popping and locking. No BET, no television, we didn't have it. We had the rabbits, the tin foil, mason jar and a counter full of bacon oil. Now looking back, talking about freedom, yeah, you were spoiled. Oblivious to the hideous crimes from the insidious minds that took place right below us on the southern shore. The blood and the pain let the recoil. The creek waters holding secrets. Ghosts of Confederate veterans in the wind. Backwoods are haunted with the death and the sin. Slave ships carried the lost souls. Wicked white men slaughtering angels. We're a fucking barcode. We bear these wicked ways. The world is still turning. And these motherfuckers with their crosses is still burning.
Whoop.
Yeah, I seen them at the
Hold up. I'm gonna go back a little bit here. I'm already in love with this one. It's his lyricism, as I've mentioned before in other ones, is just amazing. His lyricism is amazing in a different way. He doesn't choose to use, these huge complicated words and try to make it sound like it's super complicated. He actually keeps it pretty simple, and just the way he uses the words, the way he chooses his flow, and that just makes it sound so amazing every time I listen to him. And when he really, really gets into it, and the subjects he's covering is as well. It's such a, I guess you could call it controversial to a certain degree because of especially right now. Well, this would have been either early 2016 or late 2015 when this song came out. It has a lot of meaning still now, especially with I'm from Canada, but what it seems like from here is that the United States is separated right now. It's like 50-50 on on each side of. You could use the Confederate flag as an instance here. The way we hear is like white nationalists against Democrats. Basically, I hate to use political terms. Everyone brands themselves a political term. It's you either have one way of thinking or another. It's not you're not called by the political party you do. Like I never really understood that. It's the same thing up here. We're conservative and liberal up here, and that's how you describe someone, even if you're not talking about politics. It's the stupidest thing ever. You can't even mention anything about politics without being called one of those two things. You can't just have an opinion of it. But here he's showing, even just in the first 2 minutes in, he's already been shown the idea of like seeing a broader picture here. So I'm gonna keep going. Let's keep going with it.
Still burning. Yeah, I seen them at the courthouse. Not really sure what they're trying to prove still. Jumped over mountains, they still tryna move hills. And the daughters probably listen to Drew Hill. Pussy hotter than blue steel for Drew Hill. Some Jesus gon' take the wheel, no you steer Trump. The youth here punks, the truth here come. I show you how these country folks pop that trunk. And my honesty is
there's that reference.
The whole truth, yeah, I've pondered and I've pondered to be spit it and called a wigger from who you consider the father at 14 to make you wonder and you wonder. Yeah, that's hard to hear, ain't it? But at that very moment, my picture got painted. Call it God, call it what you will, but I knew the South was sick still and in need of some changes, so I took it upon myself to adopt all the outcasts. I took the American and the Confederate flag, threw it in my back pocket. I even went and got tags and carried them like a shield for the shit that won't tell me back. And these redneck brothers of mine playing that 3-6 in a fucking cornfield and big trucks with lift kits, oblivious to the beauty of juxtaposition. They had no idea how special it was to witness them in deep Alabama playing Snoop and Group Home, then taking Metallica. I discovered a new zone and Catfish Billy. A way for me to talk about it. From then on, I was questioning how they got it by my peers who didn't understand that all these years we've been the brunt of the jokes. America made it clear that we were backwards, wrong, behind, and segregated. So I decided the Yelawolf would go make it more obvious that we've grown. I polished up my tone. I signed a shady and brought a record deal home. Look, mama, no hands, I'm coming up, yeah, I'm grown. Respect from the OGs, co-signing my songs. First it was Bun B, then Raekwon and T.I.P. Then all of these MCs wanted features from me. But I was alive while my tongue was a fucking blade to these critics who didn't get it. The clips from the grenade in my teeth. A little too unique, the market for me was smaller than some thought it would be, even me. So I looked in the mirror, saw the Jordans, the gold chain, my shirt, pin, terror, rubber flag in my pocket, red tattooed on my neck, part of Dixie across the stomach, and it ain't clicked yet. Maybe I wore the wrong shoes back to the woods, because these suede number 5s can't get wet. Maybe it's something I need to go figure out on my own. So after Radioactive, I took my shit back home, disappeared from the world, became increasingly different. Tuned in every once in a while to see who was spitting, but mainly I was in Nashville, getting back to my roots, exploring music with love story. I made it my truth. Dropped a single called Till It's Gone and traveled the globe. I started seeing rebel flags everywhere in my shows. I didn't think nothing of it. I assumed that they get it. I'm on some new South shit, but I have to admit it. I saw the post up on Instagram proclaiming I'm racist, and then I'm fucked in the head, and I don't know where my place is. I started taking it personal, cause I treat people equal, homie. I got mixed kids, and music is how I feed them. Lo and behold, as I'm saying this, I discovered this evil white boy went in the church and killed 9 innocent people. God damn. Church go with people get murdered. There's not a word I can utter. There's not a rhyme I can say. There ain't no fixing that ever. Those people brutally slay, and I refuse to see ways to justify all the blame. That motherfucker's insane. I got so mad at my own image. I took down merch. No explaining it now. It's only making it worse. This fucking coward, this criminal's just a puppet, a mental case. But the truth is the truth. He did it because of race. There's nothing I can describe the shame that I felt inside. The white boy with the flag committed these homicides. I tried so long to defend the South, and yes, it was my decision. My interviews roll over the internet. To be like a politician, just a witness to the sickness. The killing was in the region, the bricks that I laid to the road that I built from the love and the wisdom. I'm trying to find my way, but now I'm feeling in prison from the stereotype. I was prepared for the fight. Hell, I'll be stereotyped into my burial site. I married a loaded gun when I married this mic. Ain't playing Russian roulette, ain't playing around with my life. Cause what I cannot lose is the respect that I've gained. Friendships I cherish, fuck the money and fame. Black American culture is in the thread of my veins. It's rock and roll till I die. I'm just a rebel in shame, yes, I apologize for me and anybody with that flag. Honestly, any crowd southerner is sad. How do you think I feel when I look at my granddad? Imagining him dead because of that piece of trash. I got nephews, nieces who need this peace between this, but media is fiendish. So if you feel like you're above it or beneath it, have a logical mind about who your team is. And when you look at me, dog, don't look at me like another branch of a tree, dog. I took the shit and balanced it the best that I could. Try to hold up the wood of America's old seesaw. But this ain't hee-haw with me, ma. We ain't on the Cosby Show, are we, bro? Daddy may give a good night kiss, but I can promise you this, that you ain't promised tomorrow.
Cosby.
Go back to the innocence. I remember my friends with no differences. What pigment is relative, is it? Maybe by 2050 we'll be over it. Big crit, I love you, homie, keep killing shit. You inspired us first, I got your back, and it's limitless. It is what it is, we cannot fix all this ignorance. American flags up, it's over, I'm into this.
You can tell this one was an emotional one for him, and personal, of course. It has to be to, you know, write lyrics like that, especially on the subject at hand, right? Alright. That ends in a few seconds. There we go. Well, that was just quite the track, you know, like I kind of got lost in it for a while there. This is, like I said, you can just feel his emotions as he wrote this, like having someone. I thought it was really cool that, I think it's always cool whenever this happens, that someone who is completely almost, I want to use the word blinded by what is actually going on, and a lot of times because of the way, you know, just how you were brought up, you don't know any different. It happens, you know, I feel like it happens a lot. The way you're brought up can just define the rest of your life. If you're brought up Christian, a hardcore Christian, you have a way higher chance of being a hardcore Christian no matter what. Even if, for instance, we can debate there's facts against, you know, God existing, whatever. I'm not going to go on that on here or whatever, but you know, even if there was proof or something, that complete proof, or racism in this case, there's complete proof that racism is still rampant throughout the world. But I find there's a higher chance that you won't listen to facts that have been proven if you were brought up a certain way, and it's just the way it is. It's how humans work. You know, you don't want to not believe what you've been taught since you were a child, right? It's like some people change from that, you know, like not everyone's like that, but it does happen, you know. Some people, you know, you're brought up super religious, and then they're not once, you know, they hit, you know, college years or after high school. I've seen that too, so it goes both ways. Like, it just depends on the people. But you can make the debate that there's a higher chance that you will see a certain way if you're brought up that way, right? And it's kind of like he's saying here, he was brought up that all these things were fine, right? And then he just, you know, someone finally sat down with him, who he said was Big Crit, and really explained to him and, you know, talked to him, and he actually sat down and discussed it with him, instead of, you know, how a lot of people are doing it nowadays, calling people libtards or Nazis and stuff like that. Nobody sits down and actually talks, for the most part. You know, I always try to talk. I had someone, I guess this is pretty politically charged anyway, to a certain degree at this point anyway, because of the subject. I don't like to talk about politics on the channel, but I had someone, a Facebook friend, made through music page years ago, that super hardcore right supporter, you know, of Donald Trump, supporting anything that had to do with anything basically that Donald Trump supported. So never had anything bad to say whenever, you know, neo-Nazis or white nationalists are doing something bad. There's always something bad whenever. It's always like, oh, you know, the liberals did this at this point, at some point, and you guys weren't up in arms then, even though a lot of us were, but you're going to say that we weren't. You didn't care when Obama was in charge, stuff like that anyway. You know, it all comes down to the usual that some of you, I'm sure, have seen on the internet. And I always kept him on my friends list until recently because I believe in being able to talk and, you know, discuss it. But after a while, after just trying to talk, every time you'd start talking, you know, as soon as, you know, me and my friends, I guess you could put us under liberal or whatever, liberal or Democrat if you're in the United States or whatever. That's I guess where you guys would put us under, even though I don't put myself under a political flag really. I guess we'd be more on left is how we would explain it for us, and we would come back with full paragraphs of things explaining, like, okay, well, this is why we believe that our side is right here, and we have facts to back it up, and just no answer back from him. Come in initially with the attack on whatever I was posting or saying, and then he would come back with nothing, because, you know, there's like 3 of us with a bunch of facts, which kind of proved our point. So, you know, I decided that I don't need him as part of it if he's just going to come in to spew hate and then not reply. So there's a lot of people like that, and I wish we could have more people like Yelawolf. Getting back to, you know, what we're talking about. Sorry for the long, you know, going off the edge here, but came back to the point where I love how Yelawolf actually took the criticism from his friend and actually discussed it with him, and he understood the other side. But I'm sure to a certain degree there's things still on his side that he agrees with as well, you know, because you know, I'm sure that there is certain points, maybe not in my mind, but in someone else's mind, that are still okay with, you know, the Confederate flag and what it stands for and all that. So anyway, apparently my dog really wants to go outside, and I'm, you know, been talking for the past like 8 minutes here now anyway, so I'll cut it here. I thought it was an amazing song. He's an amazing lyricist. The music, the instrumental parts behind it were really good too. I really enjoyed it, and I just thought it was, for me, it was just a really nice journey, seeing his journey into accepting more things and understanding more things, and he did an amazing job with the song to do that. I might have had a huge roundabout way of getting to that, but yeah, it was great. So hopefully you guys liked it too. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to see more from me. I'm also on Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. And as always, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you later.